Hi guys, my name is Dominique and welcome back to the Fluffy Bubble. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a tutorial for our Blueberry Lemonade Fluffy Bubblecream. It's so easy and you can actually find the free recipe on our website, thefluffybubble.com. We're going to be starting out with our Fluffy Bubble base, which I do make from scratch using natural ingredients including shea butter, cocoa butter, avocado oil, and rice bran oil. I have my scale here because I need to weigh out half of the base for one color and half for the other. I have a lab scale, but these two scales also work great, and again I'll have them linked below. They are less expensive, but the lab scale is great for weighing out however much you need, and it also weighs to the 100th of a gram. Anyway, I'm just going to weigh out the first half of my fluffy bubble base that I'm going to be coloring blue for the blueberry portion of Blueberry Lemonade. As you can see, our fluffy bubble base is really soft, which is a little different, actually a lot different than most bubble bases, which is one of the reasons that I love it, and it took me a long time to develop this recipe into something that I really loved that wasn't already out there, and you'll see the texture of this later after we whip it up. Lapis Blue Mica is what I'm using to color the blueberry half of our Blueberry Lemonade Fluffy Bubblecream. I am weighing it on my scale, but it's kind of hard to weigh the mica because you don't use a ton of it. I just try to keep it under 0.2 of a gram. Here I have my Blueberry 100% natural fragrance oil, and I actually transferred it into this amber bottle with a pipette that's already in the top. This just makes it really easy to get the fragrance oil out without spilling it or wasting it, because fragrance oil is not cheap, especially natural ones. I'll have those bottles linked below too. I'm just mixing up my blue, trying to make sure that I get the right color just using my spatula. I'm adding a little more because it's not quite as blue as I want it to be, and just continuing to mix. I do want to mention that you want to make sure everything you're using is sanitized, including your surface area, your scale, everything. Right now I have my brand new stick blender, which I like because it has plastic at the bottom. It doesn't like bang on things as much as the all metal does. I'll link this blender that I'm using down below too. I really like it. And I'm just blending the base. I am not going to be whipping it like you may have seen a lot of people whipping it with a stand mixer or a hand mixer. I'm actually blending it to get the texture that I want so that it ends up super creamy and it ends up fluffy, but it doesn't incorporate a ton of air, which I don't want, because I want a nice, dense, soft, fluffy cream that's not going to fill my product jars with air. I want it to be filled with product. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to develop my own bubble base to create my fluffy bubble cream. Now that I've gotten everything scraped out of the stick blender, you can finally see the texture of our fluffy bubble cream. It's so soft, it stays soft, it's really luxurious and fluffy and silky on the skin, but it doesn't fill the container with air. It's dense, so your container is filled with bubble cream. I'm going to cover this up with some clean saran wrap just so nothing gets in there, and here I am just cleaning my scale. This is another great thing about the lab scale. The top comes off so you can really clean it, wipe it down, and sanitize the entire thing. And I will have this linked below. The price actually isn't that bad. Alright, so I've got my second beaker here. This is going to be the lemonade part of our Blueberry Lemonade Fluffy Bubble Cream. So I'll be adding equal parts, the same amount of bubble cream into the beaker for the lemonade portion. Here's the mica powder that I'm going to be using. I'll link this one down below. I got this one off of Amazon and I transferred it into a container, and I'll also link the containers down below that I'm using as well. Here I have my lemon essential oil, which if you've smelled lemon essential oil before, it smells amazing. I will link one down below along with the amber bottle that I transferred it into so that I could easily get it out without having to use plastic pipettes, which are single use only. I just use the glass one that came with the bottle and then I can use it over and over. For the Fluffy Bubble Cream, I'm adding 3% fragrance because with soap, you do need a lot of fragrance to actually smell it in the shower and on your skin after your shower, because you're essentially washing yourself up and rinsing it off. So if you don't have enough fragrance in there, you're really not going to smell much. So I would recommend at least 3% fragrance oil, maybe a little more, so that you can really smell it, mix it in really well like I just did there. And now I'm just adding a little bit more yellow mica to get it the color that I want it, which is where we are now. I'm going to be blending the yellow. I'm stick blending it. I am not whipping it again. This is going to help me get the texture that I want without incorporating too much air, so I still have a soft, fluffy, but dense product that's going to fill my container with soap, not with too much air. Now I'm just going to clean out my stick blender with my spatula. I'm also going to be using this really cute little spoon here to get in all those crevices. It's actually a really handy tool that I did get off of Amazon, and I will make sure to link that below. Now our lemon portion of our blueberry lemonade is the perfect color. It's the perfect consistency. It's nice and fluffy, and that's another great thing about the stick blender is that it gets all that mica fully incorporated into the body wash. Time to get it into our containers. I've got my piping bag. I cut the tip off already. It's a clean, sanitized piping bag that you would use for baking. And then I have my 2D Wilton tip that I'm putting in here and just pushing it all the way down to the end. And I actually twist the bottom, which I'm twisting the bottom, and that just helps the product to not come out of the piping bag and the piping tip prematurely. Fold the piping bag all around the top of another clean beaker, which is what I'm doing here, and this is just gonna help keep things neat and so you're not making a huge mess and hopefully not getting soap all over your hand as you put it in the piping bag and try to pipe it out. Okay, I have my Blueberry Fluffy Bubble Cream out, ready to go into the piping bag. Look at the texture. It's so fluffy, it's so soft, it smells even better than it looks, but don't eat it. I'm gonna put this in the piping bag and I'm just gonna do a pattern of blueberry lemon. So I'm just kind of repeating this until I get it all in there. I want to try and make sure the lemon and blueberry start to come out of the piping bag at the same time, which is why I'm trying to get it in there evenly and make sure the blueberry and the lemon are both getting down towards the bottom equally so that you really do get that dual scent when you use the body wash. In case you haven't noticed, I'm trying to scrape out every little bit that I can and get it in here, waste not, want not. Once I've got it all out of the beakers, I'm just gonna carefully lift up the sides of the piping bag off of the edges of the beaker. And you wanna do that so that you're kind of pulling it upward and you're not getting any of the body wash on the part of the piping bag that your hands are going to be touching, because then it just becomes a giant mess. I'm setting this foil down so that I can sit the tip of the piping bag on it so that once I'm I start filling things up, the tip is going to have a little bit of body wash on it, and I don't want to make a mess. This little scraper tool is so handy. It's actually a dough scraper that is like maybe $1. I'll have it linked down below. I got this one off of Amazon in a 2-pack, and it's just really, really handy for this because it's firm, but it's also soft in a way and flexible, and it's just the perfect tool to push the fluffy bubble cream down in the piping bag, and really anything that you have in a piping bag. Even if you were baking and there was frosting in there, this tool is just perfect for this task because you really can get everything off of the sides of the bag, twist it really tight, and squeeze every little bit out. I have my container here, and this is going to hold 5 ounces of fluffy bubble cream. I'm weighing it out on my scale just to make sure I get the right amount in there, because I do fill all of my products by weight to make sure that there's the same amount in each container. Here I'm just twisting the bag really, really tight to make sure that I'm pushing everything that I can down. Okay, so it's finally time to pipe our finished dual scent Blueberry Lemonade Fluffy Bubblecream into the jar. And even though it doesn't really keep the ruffled shape, because I pack as much as I can to get the 5 ounces in here, this is super satisfying and fun to do. It smells even better than it looks, but it is soft, creamy, just fluffy. And again, it just smells so good with the natural blueberry and the lemon essential oil. I really do hope you'll give this a try, and if you stay tuned, you'll see in a few seconds a clip of how fluffy the bubbles get. If you want to get your very own jar of our Blueberry Lemonade Fluffy Bubble Cream, I can't say that I blame you. It is non-stripping, moisturizing, makes the best bubbles, and to top it off, it smells amazing. You can find it along with lots of other things like our Billionaire Buttercream on our website, thefluffybubble.com, and you can download the free recipe and formula for our fluffy bubble cream if you want to try making it yourself. And now, as promised, here is the video of our fluffy bubble cream in action. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, let me know and I will do my best to answer whatever questions or comments I may or may not get on this video. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you'll like the video and maybe even consider subscribing, but I really do hope you have a great day.
Bye.